This was a true incident that happened to me 10 years ago. After I left my job as a lecturer from a well-renowned university, I decided to set up my own company and venture out into the business environment. To set up my office, I chose an office with a magnificent view on the 30th floor at one of the landmark buildings in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. For this story, however, I have decided not to name the building where my office was for confidentiality reasons. It was considered a small-sized office with a mere built-up of about 1,000 square feet. It fit my business strategy perfectly as a startup of a freelance IT consultant firm with several staffs of about 10 people. To my surprise, the rental was quite affordable, well below the market rate, and I was surprised to be getting such a good place for a good price. In my honest opinion, it was quite a steal, and I believed it was my good luck playing a huge part as I kicked off my business venture. The furnishing of the office was really posh for its price, and it had plenty of European-style fittings as it stood out on its own unique class of elegance. My property agent informed me that this office space has been vacant for the past 1 year since the previous tenants vacated the building. Many have come to view the space, but no one has come back with a good offer, which has prompted the management of the building to reduce the rental fees. The view from the office was magnificent. You could see most of the landmark buildings in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, such as the KL Tower, the Petronas Twin Towers, and many other reputable buildings from the height of 30 stories. You may wonder, why am I describing the office in so much of detail? That is because, for an office that lies in the heart of a business district, what I'm about to tell you will change your perception forever. Unfortunately, for myself, even until today, I do not have a solid explanation relating to this incident. Exactly a month after we moved into the new office, a horrible instance happened one afternoon at around 12:30 p.m. As always, I was alone in my office cubicle with the window blinds shut, resting comfortably on my chair and just having eaten lunch. I was about to take a short afternoon nap. The weather at about the same time suddenly worsened. What was just a slight drizzle of rain was starting to be a downpour. Thick clouds were emerging from nowhere and covered most of the sky quickly. Rain poured heavily down on the windows, and the sky was dark like dusk. Nevertheless, I tried to get some sleep. A few seconds after I closed my eyes, I felt a strong presence suddenly surface out from a wall right in front of my desk. It wasn't a visible figure or a patch of shadow, but I could strongly feel it approaching steadily towards my chair. The feeling of horror that ran down my spine was beyond what words can describe. I tried to lift my body up from the chair. I guess it was a normal human reaction, but I could not move my body at all. It was as if I was rooted to the chair with the feeling of a huge pressure building up on my chest. As I sat there, glued to the chair, unable to move my limbs or even utter a single word, the dark presence kept moving closer and closer to me until it was less than a foot away from my face. I was beginning to drench in cold sweat, and as the feeling of immense pressure on my chest increased, I felt the air sucked out of my lungs. My body was paralyzed. I couldn't breathe. 2 minutes had gone by while I was strangled in horror. Just 2 minutes, which for me felt like an eternity. It was still pouring heavily outside, and I could hear the rain hitting on the glass window outside. Together with the raindrops, I heard that thing whisper something in my ears with a slow, animal-like sound. I knew I had to get outside of this stranglehold. I closed my eyes and prayed to God to save me from this darkness. At the back of my mind, I did think that if this was in fact my last couple of moments in this world, all I asked God was to forgive me for any of the sins that I have committed. Just as I thought that this was the end of the road for me, the thing disappeared away, and the huge pressure on my chest was lifted. I found myself drenched in sweat, breathing heavily, and my heart was thumping fast. Coincidentally, the rain outside had also eased down into drizzles. I was still shaking from head to toe, but I decided not to inform any of my staffs on what had just happened. At that time, having just invested my savings and started off the business, I was afraid of creating a wrong, phobic atmosphere within the office, which may affect my staff's productivity. Fortunately, none of my staffs ever complained about anything unusual at the office. Or maybe, just maybe, like myself, they too decided to conceal their story. We were only in the office for about 6 months. Business went down really badly, and we had no choice but to move out of the office. I lost my savings, I gave up on the business, and I went back to lecturing at my previous college. Even now, whenever I have some quiet moments, I still think about this incident, and some questions come to my mind. What was that entity? What did it want from me? What was it trying to tell me? But hey, as they say, some questions are better left unanswered.